In today's world where the people are talking about that there is shortage of employment, and the another hand we are talking that on the 35th day you get a job, right? So how is it possible? Like,
So, if you see in the industry will tell you that I don't get good people,
right,
indiscipline. When you see this side, the youth will say, I don't get jobs. So somewhere there's a huge disconnect, right? So, people who are ready to put in effort, who are disciplined, who have got good communication, who are ready to converse, who are ready to express themselves, right? Who have the right
right,
attitude will always find a job. So, what we focus during our 35 days is largely communication, values. For us, values, as I told you, is very critical. Values leads to good attitude. All these things, when you are having, you will have the confidence and the self belief.
welcome to another inspiring episode of Values Talks, where we bring you leaders who don't just build organization, but those who build life, restore hope, and create opportunities for those who need them the most. I'm your host Deepak Bajaj, and today we are honored to welcome an extraordinary change maker whose life mission has transformed the future of thousands of young Indians. Our guest, Dr. Ramesh Swamy, founder of Unnati Foundation, has dedicated his life to solving one of the India's biggest challenges, which is youth unemployment. While many speak about Indian demographic dividend, Dr. Swamy chose to act. He recognized that millions of talented young people from Tier 2, Tier 3 cities and even the rural communities weren't lacking ambition, but they were lacking the opportunity, guidance, confidence, and employable skills. For decades, Unnati Foundation has been empowering underprivileged youth through skill development, personality transformation, and employment opportunities, enabling them to become financially independent and support their families with dignity. Today, we will explore the remarkable journey of a leader who's choose purpose over profit, understand the realities of India's unemployment ecosystem, and learn how one individual can ignite hope for an entire generation. Please join me in exciting, heartful welcome to Dr. Ramesh Swamy on Value Select Talks. Welcome, Dr.
Thank you.
Swamy.
Thank you, Deepak. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Right. But I must tell you, Dr. Swamy, that what you are doing has no one has the courage to execute it. So what you are doing, what you have thought, the path which you are working and moving and progressing is really appreciable. And India need such type of leaders.
That part of it, I agree that it's God's grace. It's not. We have been evolving, and we have been continuously trying to do our best. And because giving one youth or one member in a family a job changes the entire family, right? It's so simple. It sounds so simple, but it's extremely deep, right? Our dream when we started Unnati was you take a maid servant in your house.
Mm,
Simple thing. Ask her life. She'll tell you when I was 16, 17, I was married off. My father was a drunkard. We had three, four children at home. We were not getting enough food. And then my mother thought I will be better off. She got me married. 5 years down the line, she is having three, four kids. Her husband is starting being funny. History repeats, right? If this girl had come to us, to Unnati, in 35 days, we will give her a job which will fetch her anywhere around 18,000 rupees with ESIPF. She will definitely not be married off. Why? Because she is a main breadwinner to the family. 5 years later, her own salary will be somewhere around 30,000. Right? Now what happens is, whom will she marry? She will marry somebody who is
mm,
earning 30 to 50,000. Right? So you have moved a family of 10,000 struggle to something like 80,000 rupees in 5 years. Right? During that period, her brother, sister got educated. The whole situation changed. Plus, she will ensure that her children are better educated. That is why we say a generation goes above poverty line forever in 35 days. That's the whole premise at which we have started it, and we ensure that 100% placement happens in the center model, where the youth walk in 35th day, they have a job and they go out.
and I just want to take a pause now because there are so many use cases and so many examples you will share with us as we move forward. But before that, I want to know that who is Dr. Ramesh Swamy beyond Unnati Foundation?
uh, it's a Of course it may be a long story, but I will see. I was born, brought up in Bombay, and then I went to engineering to Bhopal. I studied in NIT Bhopal, in Maulana Azad College. I was there on the 3rd of December, the fateful night when you have that tragedy in Bhopal on
Mm,
1984.
yeah.
And next day we had a clarion call. We all were in various places, hospitals, and so many places after the gas tragedy to help the people. I was very young, college youth, but what it happened was that in the hospital there was it's unbelievable. You had
Mm,
people all over. There's a movie which came on that, and railway man. And the last scene, they show black and white photographs of people lying down on the floor. You know, that was the situation in the hospitals. So it was
mm,
terrible. Two children died in my hands when I was giving oxygen, like that. So it was a pathetic thing. Not that I didn't get affected mentally because of that, but probably it was in my subconscious mind. And when I finished my studies and came back to Bangalore and joined business, so I still run a business. I still am a C&F agent for many companies, logistics. For over 40 years I've been doing it. But I went into social during that time, and one of the things were shiksha, where we were funding children in education. Then Utsav, where we talk about music, art, culture, all that. And third is funeral services. One call at a time of bereavement, we help them. Right. So these three activities we started way back in 1985. Shiksha actually led to Unnati because we were funding children. They came up to 10th standard, dropped out, failed. They go back to the slum, nothing changed. You have given them money for 10 years. So we said, can we do something better? Right? That was
mm,
one trigger. The second trigger, my own father moved out of a village in Kerala and
mm,
went to Bombay, sent back money home. His brothers, sisters changed. They were brought to Bombay. They were given jobs in Bombay. So the entire thing, can change in if one person starts working. So it is a very powerful thing. So we said, can we ensure that somebody gets a job? That's how we started it. So that's how it led, this journey led to Unnati.
as the name itself means, it's a progress, right?
Correct.
Progress. All the fun and the background which you have rightly mentioned, learn, earn, stand tall. It's itself talk about the purpose behind
So
it.
it is about learning them, giving them the knowledge, making them earn money. Stand tall is very, very close to our heart because that is what we believe in. We believe in value systems. We believe saying that if a person has good values, he will always be employed. So we talk about a lot of values in our training, in every aspect of it. So we bring in that into the learning aspect.
In today's world where the people are talking about that there is shortage of employment, and the another hand we are talking that on the 35th day you get a job, right? So how is it possible? Like,
So if you see in the industry will tell you that I don't get good people
right,
indiscipline. When you see this side, the youth will say, I don't get jobs. So somewhere there's a huge disconnect, right? So people who are ready to put in effort, who are disciplined, who have got good communication, who are ready to converse, who are ready to express themselves, right? Who have the right
right,
attitude will always find a job. So what we focus during our 35 days is largely communication. Values for us, values, as I told you, is very critical. Values leads to good attitude. All these things when you are having, you will have the confidence and the self belief. Sir, technical things, what you want to learn. Sir, a BCom boy who comes out cannot read a balance sheet today, right? So these
right.
are common things they learn when they are in the job. So teaching them technical things can happen in the job area. But these things of attitude, communication, able to express themselves, confidence, self belief, wanting to do something, ready to learn every day, continuous learning, these are not easy things. And this is what we try to bring in.
And obviously, yes, you rightly mentioned, because if as an employer, if I want to look into or if I have to hire someone, the one thing which I focus on in the attitude of that person. The
Correct.
rest of the thing we can, we have our system and processes in place where we can tell them the functional trainings, other trainings, we can handle them. That's our expertise. But if the person don't want to learn or he is not willing to learn, then
Right.
then immediately they say there should be another replacement who has a
Correct.
positive, maybe a less marks, which is okay. And that's
Correct.
what we and as you rightly mentioned, because your point or the people which you are targeting for is from tier 3, tier 2, even the rural communities. So, do they? Well, I totally understand they are in need of jobs, definitely. But what about the attitude? So, are the positive
So
thinkers?
So sir, you tell me one thing. We have all learned read about one story. Everybody in somebody or the other would have told you. An elephant was when it was a child, a chain was tied to the
Yeah,
leg, and then when it grows, also it thinks that it cannot break the chain. Correct. This is
right,
so you have
right.
limited the thinking. Please understand youth from underprivileged background is like a youth inside a tunnel. We are standing outside the tunnel and saying, oh, hey, it's so beautiful. You see, come out of the tunnel. It's so beautiful, all that. For
Mm,
that
mm,
youth, for that youth, he's seeing only 4 steps ahead
mm,
of him. He cannot see the wonderful picture. And we are saying, can you not see it? Such a beautiful thing. There's so much opportunity. What are you doing? Why are you not taking? We don't realize how difficult their situation is, right? So that compassion has to be there. We are trying to, so they are talented. They definitely can manage things. Their background is from a very ordinary background, so they are in a tunnel. They are only seeing the next 4 steps. It is our duty to show them the picture, bigger picture. The moment you do that and give them some time and space to blossom, you will see them blossom. It takes that time.
it remind me one important aspect. We were like I'm talking about from a corporate part of it. Generally, in our lobby, there are big players, the big name like Infosys or the TCS of the world, and definitely they have set up it. But nowadays, the clients are looking for a one level down, and the GM of that company told us in the meeting where his all the seniors and the other stakeholders were present that guys, it's time for us to take 2 steps down and let them take 5 steps ahead. Now, because
Oh,
our two and their 5 steps, and they are willing and motivated to take 5 or 10 steps also. But you don't
oh,
have to just sit at your cabins, beautiful cabin cubicles, and just don't give order. Just wait, we work with them, they can do wonders. And that has created a history in the telecom world, and it's not a very old story, it's just 3 years old. So now,
yeah,
as you rightly mentioned, this is the same instance.
yeah, absolutely spot on. Hats off to your general manager who said this. I think it is very practical, extremely practical. We see it day in and day out, day in and day out. It is unbelievable the growth which they show in years. It's like a dream thing for them, and they are not people who immediately start looking at another job, jumping a job. No, they're very
They're
happy.
loyal.
So your retentions are better.
Right. And they're loyal, right? And if they because they are hungry for the job, they're hungry for
See,
that
that is
reputation.
the point. They at every point they remember one thing, that this man trusted in me. Right? When I
Mm.
was nothing, this man trusted in me. So there's a huge loyalty part of it. That is why retention goes up.
Oh, lovely, lovely. And yes, so again, there are two takeaways from for me. The first one is the gap is always there. The employer is looking for the right talent, and the talent wants to get opportunity. So that's bridge is what Unnati is clothing that and making them to look from even giving that opportunity where it's become win-win situation. And the
Absolutely.
second, we are not transforming a people of a one person, it's whole generation which we are transforming.
Very true. I will give you an example
Yeah,
of long back TCS came. They used to come and pick up youth and all that for some time. They had a special process where they could take 12th standard and all that.
yeah,
They used to come. So I asked them, and they used to come and take two or three people, only two or
yeah,
three people out of a batch of
yeah.
50, 60. They will end up taking three people like that. Okay. So I asked that person, sir, you are coming here, you're wasting the whole day, you're only taking three people and going. Yeah,
Mm,
how does it justify? So
mm.
frankly, because I was thinking, "Arey, he come for three people and he's. So he told me, Ramesh, I come here and take three people. These three people stick and they work for me. I go to a big college and hire people. I give 20 offer letters, not even one joins.
Ah. And with the TCS, with the big brand like TCS. Oh,
Yes.
ah, interesting. By the way, I'm also coming from a Tata background. So yeah, we are also struggling to get the people when it comes to the real deployment. So yeah, it's a story of each and every corporate when it comes to the project deliveries. Yes.
That's it.
One question which now this youth, which come from that particular background, I want to understand it more about it. Is it because their localities, their communities don't have the proper infrastructure, or it's just about it just from the generations, that my father used to work like this, we also, have to work like that.
No, the aspiration levels are very high, sir. The aspiration levels of the youth are very high today. So let's be very clear. It is not that my father had kanji to drink. My
Uh,
grandfather also had kanji to drink. I will also drink kanji. No, I want pizza. I want a
mm,
burger. So aspiration levels have changed. Let's be very clear about it.
mm,
Has the ecosystem developed? No, ecosystem has not developed. You have infrastructure in colleges. You may not find the right group of people who are inspiring to make you achieve things, right? So there are issues. 2 3 days back I read in the paper how doctors are going to be pushed to go to the rural areas for
mm,
doing work for 1 year 2 years something and all that, right? Why? These doctors are good. If they go and work, the health conditions in those rural areas will become better. Correct?
right,
Now, how
right.
many people want to go? This rule has been there. They avoid it, they don't go. So there are issues of that kind of nature. The ecosystem
mm,
in the rural area is not good. How many people speak in English? How many
mm,
people look at continuous learning, internet learning? So how will you do it? How will you make up? It's so difficult, right? You create that atmosphere and then you see changes happening. You cannot
mm,
expect every other child to work like Abdul Kalam. It doesn't work. I
mm,
studied under a street light. I had the struggle, but yet I was crazy about learning. I did it. नहीं होता है ना. It doesn't happen.
mm.
It
You
doesn't
are right,
happen.
exactly. And every brain is different. Every person is has a different characteristics. So we cannot map it with the same lens which you are doing. In the urban scenario, rural is totally different.
So,
Uh, Dr. Swamy, I am pretty sure you have a lot of examples, but one of the example or one of the success story, I must say, at your initial stage, now it become a habitual of yours. I understand that thing, but at that time when you were struggling at that, in that situation, you don't have the vast team, and it has to be one man army. So, what was that emotional moment, and what is the proud moment also which you want to share with us?
so this was put recently also. I we touched base with a few people. Uh, it's on the website. 18 years Srinivas has been working with Capgemini. Now he has become an entrepreneur. He's grown so big, right? He It was the first job for him, and there is no way he could have got into that company, right? So it happened. Another one whose thing was, I'm talking of this 18-year people. We just picked up a few people. Harish, who worked for TCS. Today he is working for ANZ Bank in a
Mm,
very high position. Maunesh, who's heading Belgavi mutual funds for HDFC. So and their daughter is named Unnati. Their house is named Unnati. What what to express here? Where to go and express the joy and the feeling, the euphoria what we get? What do we do this for? Ultimately that happiness, that joy, what we find, right? And that gives you energy to work more, right? So it's a cycle. You do some work, it has impact. That impact can be realized. The moment you realize that impact, you are happier, you get more energy to do more. So it's a cycle, right? It
uh,
happens.
from an employer perspective, no, because the people who pay the money, the employer, the wages, the salaries, they are more demanding. And we have seen today, nowadays also. Uh, but at that time, 18 years back, and today, that there's a lot of transformation happen. The demand has increased, the expectation has increased. So, how the employers are now considering these youth, which has been upskilled, and how willing they are, how open they are to accept them or to absorb them in their company.
Very good question, Deepak, because I'll tell you why. Employees have not changed too much. Employers' requirements are the same or slightly more, you can say, but it is the same. They want people working hard, right? Always. Those in Unnati, placements happen in 48 hours.
Hmm. Oh.
That's it. And companies come here, pick them up, and go. Why? How do you, sir? What is this? They are coming. We create a beautiful product. It is available to you at the market price. Will you not buy that product? Why will you not buy? And you require the product. Why will you
Hmm.
not buy the product? Right? Simple.
Hmm.
You will
Correct.
take it. Now, what we don't recognize is we are talking of who is coming, why does he take, all those. The whole aspect of our concentration is on something else, not on the product quality. Suppose you focus on the product quality and say, I will create a beautiful quality, right?
Hmm.
Then people will come. That is what we have done. Even today in my center, I run a 12-hour boot camp.
Hmm.
Sir, 35 days. If you are not ready for a boot camp, You tell me what will you do for the next 30 years here, right? You need to go through the boot camp to come to speed, to learn so many things. So it starts at 8 in the morning, ends up at 8 in the night. But at 8 o'clock in the night, if my student is tired, then I have to be blamed. It's activity driven. It's so engaging that they cannot find it tiring. So they have the energy at 8 o'clock, right? So what is happening is you've created a youth who's ready to concentrate for 8 hours, who's ready to work for 8 hours. Now he becomes an asset to any employer. So it works.
No, no, it's important because it's not about just you are going and reading it for maybe few hours. Is you are actually engrossing them and making it polish from inside.
See, this is the point. What you said just now is the crux. People think skilling is giving knowledge. Sir, skilling is not just about knowledge, skilling is about making them do things, right? It is about making them do things. It is not knowledge. It's not about knowledge. So knowledge does not give you, sir, I am a diabetic. I know I should not eat sugar. I know I should not take oil. I know I should exercise regularly. Do I do it? So knowledge has got its own limitations.
Yeah.
So what is important is doing it. I think we are focusing on the implementation part of it. When you implement, you are bringing about transformation. Without implementing, you cannot bring about transformation. So that's the criticality. So 2 hours, 3 hours, somebody learns computers, it's knowledge. He's only learning computers and coming and says, okay, give me a job because I know computers. You don't have the right attitude. You're
Mm.
not ready to work hard. You're not coming on time. You're not ready to take responsibility. Sir, if you have a guy who says, sir, don't worry, sir, this job will be done. I will give you tomorrow evening. And he delivers to you tomorrow evening. You will support him to the hilt.
Right. True. And this attitude is missing. This attitude, most of the startup employers and everywhere, in the team itself, the peers also, you find this a big gap, and the commitments, accountability is missing in current scenario. Mhm. And the person who has already gone through this thing for so many days, 12 hours a day, that guy is built to transform not for you, but for himself. And that commitment is more
For
important.
himself only. We put the barrier, but it is for himself that he starts recognizing. Because every day is learning something new. Every day is improving. So he wants to improve. He realizes, oh my God, I thought I can never do this. I can do it. So he's energized. A boy says,
Hmm.
I can never learn English. I am from a rural, sir. Nobody talks English there, sir. He tells. And suddenly in 30 days, I make
Hmm.
him talk in English. So what does he think? I did something which was impossible. I did it in 30 days.
And this is what keep him moving. First of all, I recently conducted a podcast with Dr. Tarun. He recently become author, and his book name is Main Hoon Na. And believe me, every time he mentioned that the biggest barrier is your own mind. And when the place no one to support you, then you become your own Kishan, Shri Kishan. You become your own savior. So rightly, with the right direction, I am pretty much sure the it's not about the product, it's about the attitude or the confidence which has been taken up a different level. So thank you
Very
so much,
true.
Dr. Swamy, for breaking that part. No one is talking right now. Everyone wants need a ready-made product, right? Even if I have to, I want a ready-made product, right? And it's not possible. You have to invest.
Correct. Very true.
Dr. Swamy, one thing, because we all are humans, right? And the important part is there's a lot of struggle at your side, even today, after 18 years, also, you have a now different level and different stage of struggles. But how you move yourself in these difficult times?
So I think, it's a very difficult question to answer because struggle is there every day, right? The nature of the struggle changes, right? Okay, but struggle is there always. But what is important in the struggle is what is the impact you are creating. That gives you a certain amount of energy, right? And how do you look at that struggle? I'm working hard, but because of this, I'm able to change somebody's life. That struggle doesn't seem struggle then, right? So it is continued. See, you have manpower issues, you have students issues, you have funding issues. Everything is an issue for us, especially in an NGO where you're not paying too much money. You don't get great staff. If you go to the rural, you don't get the right people. The system is so bad. So there are a lot of problems which will come. But I think at the end of the day, you are making a difference, and that I think gives the energy to get up tomorrow morning and do what you have done yesterday. Work hard or work harder. You know, I think that's it. I don't know.
No, exactly. Every day is a new struggle. Every day is a new hope. Also, I'm pretty much sure
Absolutely.
because when you say the staff, sometimes because at the end of the day you will not be at everywhere. You need a people like-minded people, and obviously they are not like as experienced like you, and obviously they have a different motive. So tying these your immediate staff to align with your vision is, I believe it could be another one category of struggle is also there.
A very big struggle for anybody. The
Mm,
culture of the organization to be given to the last mile, is not easy. It is a continuous work in progress. It's a work in progress.
true, true. Mm. I have a one question. If I take myself 15 years back, or maybe 20 years back, right? Then even with a five, like in total of 25 years of experience, if I take a 5 years experience as a younger Deepak Bajaj, still, I remember there was a lack of confidence. I was not able to develop the confidence, even coming with the big names like Nokia and Vodafone as a big companies, but the confidence was not up to the thing. So now, because I come from an urban scenario, I studied in English medium schools, go to a decent universities, and so on and so forth, but still the confidence was not able to reach to that level. So, what is your observation why the person loses his confidence even at their starting the year starting or mid age experience level?
So largely it is connected to your fears. So people, fear is something which cannot be explained to us because various types of fears are there, and most of the time the fear pulls you down, right? Pulls you down. It pulls you to such an extent that you stop believing in yourself, right? That's the crux of the issue. So if you are able to tell them you too can, you too can, and prove to them that what he thought was not possible 2 days back is possible today, change will happen. So if I tell you tomorrow, Deepak, we are in the morning, we'll go for a 20-kilometer run, and you are, let's say, you are like me, not a runner, you will find an excuse not to run. You will say, I am sick, I am fever, that, this, something, and not run. Correct?
Right,
Next thing is, you will avoid seeing me in the next few months. Why? Because if you see me and say, hey, you didn't come for the run, come on, let's tomorrow we'll run. So you will want to avoid me. So what is happening? Your confidence level has gone down so much, which starts working in your mind, and the behavioral change happens. Right?
mm,
Suppose I tell now, tomorrow, same Deepak, we will walk half a kilometer tomorrow. You'll say, okay, we'll come. Then we start. 10 days later, we'll say 1 kilometer. 20 days later, we are walking 2 kilometers.
mm,
Things are happening, right? Then you are starting to feel, oh, I can do here. Somebody says, can you walk 5 kilometers? Yes, I can do here. So you are building in that confidence. You are aware that yes, I can do. So it's a different thing. So it all depends. It cannot how it is groomed into that
It's building a habit, right? A one step at
habit,
a time.
belief, everything.
All right. You remind me of, sorry, I'm now mixing the other people thoughts
Yes, please,
also.
please, please.
One of gentlemen from California. His name is Odian, and he was also part of the podcast. And he gave me a very guru mantra at his time. He said, "One bite at a time." So Deepak, you cannot eat the whole elephant, right? You have to eat a one bite at a time. And I said, "How is it possible if I have a more appetite?" But still, one bite at a time. So and now we are very good friends and now we are talking generally every because of the time difference, but still I said, okay, what's going on? Okay, Deepak, don't rush, one bite at a time. Okay, okay. But it works. So he bring the African proverb, put it in his own building his own he's an ISP and data center company, and he's
Wow,
building his own stuff for the communities in the California and in USA
wow,
for Hispanic communities. So
wow,
yeah, a hardcore technical person, but he choose the path. And when you were saying that he also get the mentorship, at his early stage, move from Africa, you go to US, building right from scratch, marvelous story.
wow. Okay.
Right. Now, if the given chance, if every corporate leader who has to spend the time with these youngsters, right? So, what do you think? Is it going to create a transformation in the youngster life and also the corporate leader life as well?
So, when a corporate leader generally comes, luckily, most of the successful people have a past. They have all struggled and come up, right? Which we don't know. See, we all see a Shah Rukh Khan on screen today and probably earning crores and crores of rupees, right? We see a Sachin Tendulkar and crores and crores. We don't see Sachin Tendulkar how he struggled in his initial phase, how a Shah Rukh Khan probably lived in a room with two other people. It's not known, right? So when a leader comes and if he's ready to talk about
Mm,
his journey and how ordinary he was, then that connect happens. Once that connect happens, then I start looking at you as a role model. Oh my God, he did it. I too can do it. You
yeah.
know, so the leaders have a very big responsibility that they don't communicate that I am doing $50 billion business. Where did
Mm,
you start? If you can create that and make it link to what you are today and what made you that, which are practical things, right? It will work. It will work. It works because that is your job. As a leader, it's not just about knowledge, what you share,
mm,
it's about inspiration.
mm,
You need to
mm.
inspire. If you inspire, you are a leader, right? If you are being appreciated, it's a very simple thing, sir. I will tell you one different anecdote. I'll tell you just to put in perspective what I'm trying to talk. You go to some government office or something, somebody is taking a bribe, okay,
Mm,
and on the back of his there's a Gandhiji photo. So
mm,
you ask him, sir, you're sitting under Gandhiji and you're asking bribe. Is it correct? He looks at
mm,
Gandhi there and says, sir, Gandhi God, sir.
mm,
Gandhi is God, sir. He can be like that, sir. I am ordinary person, sir.
mm,
I will. So what has he done? He has put somebody on a pedestal, put himself down. I can do mistakes. He is God. He has not done mistakes, right? That is not the way somebody can take it forward. A leader has to be able to inspire. Say that I was like this.
mm.
I've gone through this. Today you may see that, but I'm still that inspiration matters, and it can change many people.
And one of the connect which immediately people have is that you are not born with the golden. I have gone through all these stages, all these things, and one thing which is we always talk about, the consistency and the making our life a
Perseverance,
discipline. That's where yeah,
absolutely.
I totally understand because even in our domain also, even our team leader is a leader for us, not from a maybe a not only from a perspective of corporate responsibility, but as a person to motivate, to handle, and to give his references so that next day
Right.
we should not quit. We should come to the job as well as work in the direction which has been set. So it's really really important, and I'm pretty sure there are so many sessions with the corporate leaders which happen in Unnati quite often.
Oh yeah, very very often, very
Mm,
true.
okay. Um, Maybe a very uh, difficult question I should ask, right? So, as you rightly mentioned, there are two perspectives. Now, we for 35 days, the person is has to be developed both from a skill perspective as well as from the confidence perspective. So, which part is more difficult, getting a skill or building a confidence, or which is more
Building
time
confidence.
consuming?
Building confidence, without
Mm,
a doubt. Building confidence, because many of them are already skilled. Many of
mm,
them are skilled in many ways, but confidence is not easy, sir. It is to come out of your comfort zone. It is to believe in yourself. So it is tough. It is a mind thing, right? It's a
yeah.
mindset change which is required. It 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 can happen like this.
Mm.
Can take days and days.
It's like a balancing of your cycle. And,
No doubt.
uh,
No doubt.
so, I'm pretty sure with your team, like you have a very vast team. It's very difficult for them, or it is a obviously now they are habitual, but it's still a difficulty for them to enroll the people from the rural communities, right? Because they're again with the people just coming from their home in their
Yeah.
comfort zone. And so moving to and going taking a different step is always a challenge. So how your team convince them?
So it is a tough job because you say that in 35 days I'll give you.
Hmm.
I don't understand, and I've never been able to understand this logic. They will not believe you fully. They will ask you 100 questions, right?
Hmm.
But they will not believe you that okay, in 35 days this guy can give you. But
Hmm.
a money lender or somebody who has a Ponzi scheme, he tells them that I'll give you 4% return every month. They put in money there without asking questions. Here, it is knowledge what you are going to get. You are not going to lose anything, but you are 35 days, you are not ready to pledge. Right? So, I find it quite intriguing why somebody will not take the risk, why somebody will not go and do it, why parents will not say you go there, I want you to there. Is it true? You can ask a few questions, but then you believe and go. So all sorts of reasons, they will have, all sorts of excuses they will have. Then you have lot of people who will give a 2 hour training and say I also will do the same. The problem is, again, when you do 2 hour training and tomorrow you have to work 10 hours, how will you work? You're not been trained for 10 hours. Your mind is not working for 10 hours. Your discipline is not there for 10 hours, right?
Hmm.
So even with knowledge you will fail,
Hmm.
and this is a very critical thing. I'm underlining this. So it is not enough if you are capable. You will not hire, your HR will not hire if you are capable. You
Yeah.
need to be able to deliver.
Hmm.
Sir, I will
True.
ask you simple question. There's
Hmm.
a candidate. A candidate is 90%, everything he knows. There's a problem with his timing or attitude or something. There's a 60% guy who comes across with great attitude, very poor knowledge. He has not got
Mm.
the good marks. Where will you put your money?
Obviously, the person who is more loyal to me and who is more loyal to himself, right? Because
This
that's the
is
need
never
of.
this is never understood. People think that 90% will get him a job, right?
It's a become rat race. It's just scoring the numbers and just you will be
Exactly.
there.
Exactly.
Uh,
That is why many times you will see some of the best marks person who got, we would be thinking, oh, this fellow 90% every time, here is a great guy. Yeah. And he may not be as successful as somebody who's 60%.
mm,
He's
sure.
street smart, he has done some things. Maybe it happens.
Mm. I tell you one interesting story here. Not it's not a story. It's a my experience. So in 2008, when the telecom was in the boom, right? The network was rolled out. Means new sites are getting placed, and India is moving towards the 2G to 3G. At that time, I'm talking about from that perspective. Now, at that time, we were in discussion with one of the uh, OEM, right, who is responsible. So the likes of Nokia and Ericsson of the world, right? Now we told them, okay, we understand this technology, we will train the people, and but you just if you have an opportunity, give it to us. We will give our people. You interview them, ask
Yeah.
as many questions, and then you can hire them. And when they gave a go ahead, so we know, okay, there's one person who will hire. So we will start claiming, okay, you perform, you will get a job. Now we run 2 3 batches. It's marvelous, 100% score. People will get placed because the time was there. So when you say the donkeys and the horses, everyone will go into that mode. So then after fourth batch, what happened? The HR called us. They said, we are removing all this stuff. We said, what happened? He said, because they did a job, but still they become now they become more like a Shahzadas, right? Or maybe they're not focused on what they're doing because we have given them all the facilities. So people who was unemployed for some time, now they become a telecom engineer. Now they take all the benefits, but they don't work. So we don't want the people. In this case, we were the face, we reject. Then what will happen? We said, okay, let's run for another batch. And we told them that this time there's no job guarantee. Because if you perform, you will get. You won't believe that team is still from last 17, 18 years, they are still working in that company, right? From a junior engineer to now they become a team leader or maybe a senior specialist. 18, 20 is not a small time, but this is something which happened. So I rightly said, and when we look at the grades, so they were not very high-fi people. They come from Bhopal, Chhattisgarh, Bhubaneswar, or maybe some parts of
The hunger is the
exactly.
hunger.
and and then again the thing started, but at the end of the day, then it become a rat race. Like now there's so many training companies started and they all claiming, and what happened, this whole ecosystem got destroyed. So I'm pretty much sure, with your success, there are so many other people or many NGOs who started the same thing, but how you manage that competition, again, it's very
No,
important.
I don't believe that there is competition. Frankly, I I share my things to everybody. Whatever, because I believe that you need 100 or 1,000 unnatis in this country to improve. Frankly, so
Mm,
it is not competition. It has to be collaboration. It has to be a growth phase where we are able to tell the youth, come, this is what you are expected, this is how you can grow, right? So I don't look at it as competition, I look at it as a requirement. My only thing is, people should know what they are doing. Before they know what they are doing, they should understand why they are doing it. The question, the entire philosophy has to start from why. So if you are doing skilling, why are you doing skilling? Then comes the what, how, everything. If I am doing skilling, I am saying I need to give them a job and that should change their life permanently. That is my why, right? So if people say, I know to train, I will train them, that is how and what, right? You are not addressing the why. So there is a
mm,
problem in that aspect. You will end up like a training institute and not
mm,
create a great employee. I am
mm,
looking at creating a great employee.
mm. So why come with a purpose? So if your purpose is clear, the rest of things will go fun.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely.
And in not all the fingers are same, right? So I'm pretty much sure you have where there will be some portion of your candidates who still lose or who still don't want to cope up or who quit in between. So how and that's a very interesting and important part of Unnati. So how you address those candidates who quit in between?
Luckily, you're right. Luckily, what happens is we have a system of largely word of mouth, right?
Mm,
So if a boy has to drop out, he will drop out in the first 3, 4 days. He cannot survive. It's a boot camp, sir. It is like
mm,
this. You go to an army, you would have seen when I say boot camp, I mean you have to get up at 4, run, this one, then you have this one, then the whole day is chalked out and you have to keep doing it. So the first 4 days, if he doesn't survive, he will run away. Right? So it happens here also. But if he survives that, then it is different because then he starts realizing the benefits he's getting.
mm.
Right? It,
Yes.
it, it is like, sir, you go to a doctor with a problem, complaint. You have a back pain, heavy back pain. You go to a doctor. He gives you a medicine, right? You take the medicine for 3 days. You are cured. You will next time you will go to the same doctor again, take the medicine, whatever he gives you, without even thinking. If the medicine doesn't cure you, what will happen? You will not look at the doctor back. Correct? Similarly, if you are not benefited on a daily basis, you will not be there, sir. So I
Mm.
need to see to it that every day I add value to your life.
It's not a easy thing. It's very, and especially when you are not directly dealing, when you have a series of trainers or the facilitators who are interacting with them. So,
Sir, it is a process driven
program.
organization. We are a process driven. I will tell you, give you an example. You put a sugar cane into a machine, right? 70% of the juice comes out. Then you take the sugar cane, then somebody puts lime, somebody puts pudina, somebody puts some ginger, pushes it. That is what is the thing what my trainers bring in, my change makers bring in into the program. That changing from 70 to 100 is their contribution. 70 has to happen as a process.
Uh, Let me ask a very contradictory question. Now the AI is everywhere, right? And now it is being treated not as a friend but as an enemy, right? A lot of jobs, especially the white collar jobs, are called in the trouble, right? So now in the situation where there's eruption happening, disruption happening, the automation is bringing or the intelligence is bringing the thing, then
Yeah.
how easy or how to position these full attitude or the positive attitude people in the race or in the community of the employers who still thinking how to use AI and make the things life and cost and it would reduce their cost.
So I look at AI as a great advantage for everyone. Things are changing. Computers came, people thought jobs will go. AI is come. We are equipping the rural masses with AI. The
Mm,
beauty is today you and I are able to talk English because we learned English for 15 years, right?
mm,
Tomorrow, this boy who's from a village who does not know English may be smart enough to be able to quickly pick up things and start working with Japanese language and end up in Japan and start working in Japan. Why? Because he doesn't he started using AI beautifully. He knows how to use it. He will translate, he will start talking, he will learn. He is not afraid of moving out and going to Japan by Bangalore, right? So it can happen through AI. Because of the AI support, it can happen. So we have to look at it from a different angle. It is equipping an ordinary person to become extraordinary with the support of AI.
Mm.
Good. Why
Yes,
not?
exactly. And I'm pretty much sure the AI is also one of the integral part of your offering to the people, to the
It has
students.
become now. So it
Yeah.
has become now. We lost out on rural areas. We did not teach computers. Even today, there are many in the rural area who have not seen computers. And
Mm.
this could come as a surprise to you. You may say, "What are you saying, sir?" It is true. It is true. They have not seen computers, right? They have not used computers. There are many, umpteen number of people. So we wanted to make sure that AI is not lagging behind. We have taken AI to the rural areas already, and that will create a huge change.
I'm not so surprised, honestly, because I was there's a reason behind it. From you have seen from last 6 months, I'm in on a different mission, and I met with a few refugees in Kenya, right? So they are at the border of Uganda, South
Hmm.
Sudan, in Ethiopia, and
Right.
then in Kenya, and they're just at the border, right? So for them, moving to Kenya to Uganda and vice versa is not a big deal. So they do it very frequently. And I was talking with one of the teacher who is handling the refugee camp, and he showed me on the WhatsApp call, and he said, "Look, you can see these students are afraid of touching a mouse. They don't want to touch a mouse because they think that it will bite or it will create a poison." And I was just thinking, is it so? And but they're happy with smartphones. They're happy with the smartphones. Well, that's a problem that they don't have a reliable internet or they don't have money to spend
Right.
on the internet. That's a separate story. But they're comfortable with that. So why can't we do something from laptops or computers to now something handy? So
It is happening now. It is
it's
happening.
happening. It's a transformation. But yes, when you said, there are still, I said, millions of people who are actually afraid of using the gadgets, right? So I'm pretty much sure the world is now changing. The transformation is happening. But yes, it's not about that they have not because they have not seen it earlier. Their parents are afraid. So that's the reason it comes through generation.
Right.
I agree. It is there. But when it comes to there is another point. When it comes to India as a vast country, the south and east is totally different. So the language is the biggest challenge. So how Unnati and the change makers of Unnati is handling that particular language barrier.
So believe me, I don't agree to many people's viewpoint on this. Kanyakumari to Kashmir, right? Um, in the south, in the cities, you find a lot more people speaking in English in the south. So, what is the perception in the north that south people speak English well? Okay, it is
Hmm.
not. It is not true. You go beyond 50, 70 kilometers into the rural areas in the south, they also don't talk in English, right? The difference is probably in the north, even in cities, they talk in Hindi,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? That's the difference. Okay. Now take the aspiration levels. Do students feel very great when they speak in English? Yes. Do their parents feel, oh, their children are doing fantastic when they speak in English? Yes. So this is true across. So we don't see it as a major difference. So we say let's help them speak in English, and it helps. It helps.
Yes, exactly. Uh, yes, and obviously they also because of the using the smartphones, so now the
Yeah,
English become a more familiar to them. Although they are not well spoken, but they understand, and that's
definitely,
the. Hmm.
definitely.
Uh, in the interest of time, I have two last questions. Right, the
Yes.
second last one is that if someone has to join Unnati as a change maker or as a trainer, So what qualities you expect, or what you expect from them? Like what traits that or he or she should bring?
No trades, sir. Yeah, we of course there's a minimum graduate level is required in a because we it is mandatory kind of thing, right? Other than that, I will only look at if you ask me personally. Don't I'm not talking of the HR, right? I
Yeah,
am
yeah, yeah.
talking personally. I will look at honesty, integrity as the reasons for hiring him, because everything else I can teach him, but
Mm,
that love for the country and the honesty to look at that child and think, I will help you, I will transform you, I am here to do that. That
mm,
feeling is difficult, sir. The moment he thinks of it as a job, we are going to fail. We will fail. A teacher, I will give you a simple thing, just connect to what you are asked and what I'm telling. You go to a school, the school teacher is taking a class. 60 students are sitting. She's an award winner, the best teacher in school, all sorts of things. She completes this lecture beautifully. She comes out, you go rushing to her and ask her, Madam, your class was fantastic. Can you guarantee me that all the 60 in the class understood your lesson? Right? What is the answer you think will be?
maybe
A
that's a
huge,
bit.
maybe a huge percentage understood, but she cannot
Yeah.
guarantee 100%. Right?
Yes. Exactly.
My change maker should look you in your eyes and say, Sir, I know all the 30 people sitting there understood the lesson. That's the commitment. Can it happen? Yes, it can happen. It's a method, it's a process.
Mm.
It's a process. Are you ready to follow the process? Why? Because you work from a platform of love, care, and concern. You want that child sitting there to understand. You care for him, you care for the country. If that thought is there, you're in.
Now that's the confidence missing in today's every teacher, and now that itself it bring a goosebumps. That's 30 people. That's looking at the eyes, I can understand what the effort, what the sweat and the blood which they are putting, the time they are investing, and the energy which they are putting. Being a teacher, being a trainer, I understand that thing how much it takes to stand for full day and
Absolutely.
then make sure that every it's not about the feedback, it's about the transformation, and that's the purpose, that's the passion.
Absolutely.
Oh, lovely. This is also giving me a lot of ideas, but yes, we will discuss it at the later start. But let's go with some sort of a rapid fire round, right?
Yeah.
And believe me, Dr. Swami, you are the first one which I'm doing. Right?
Okay.
So my team told me, bring some new things. So I said, okay, let it be.
Let me
So
try.
and me too. Okay. So one word that define purpose.
I think the why part of it, right? It defines purpose.
We have explained it
So
earlier.
if you satisfactorily answer why you want to do this, I
Mhm.
think that purpose has to emerge from there, right?
Right. Very, very well
Everything
said.
else
Very
will
well said.
follow. Everything else
Yes.
will follow.
Yes. Yes. One value every young person should never compromise
Honesty, integrity,
on. Hmm.
no question.
Gosh. The rest can be taught, rest can be upgraded, but this is something which you carry, right
God
from
was
your birth. Right. One habit that changed your life.
perseverance,
Mhm.
perseverance. Because we face difficulties every day, and every day you have to get up and work harder or smarter, right? So I think in my case, I'm not too intelligent and all, but it is perseverance.
It's a very important because over 50,000 people are going to listen this, and most of them are coming from the startup lobby as well. So this is something which will help them to take a next step the next morning, right?
Sure.
One book every student should read.
There are many at different stages of life, I so in my early days, probably the very few early times, how to, Dale Carnegie's book, Peter Drucker, so many uh, things happened those times, right? So I think some of depends on what your interests are, but if it is management, it is different. If it is language, it is different, right? Yeah, I think that's,
I would like to answer it maybe a time management because that is something which the student should develop because till the morning even the year mid experience people also they are facing it really hard. So
I
the
agree.
time
I agree.
mm,
No doubt.
uh, rural India or urban India, which has taught you more?
Uh, I've lived in all my life in urban India, right? So I have learned everything from rural India.
I'm expecting this answer actually, but not in this way. But yes.
So every concept of mine
Mm,
has been challenged by rural India,
mm,
and I have
yes,
evolved as a person.
yes,
I have evolved as a person because of rural India's knowledge. Because
yes.
everything what we do in urban India is so different from what the reality is in rural.
Good.
So I
Yes.
have to I have adapted, learned continuously.
Mm.
So urban has not taught me many things. It is the way of life we were leading, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Morning to night, same thing, same routine, and just following the race. Nothing
Ah,
more.
but rural India has helped me shape up my thinking, changed changed the way I think about people, relationship, the necessities, so many aspects.
Sustainability, environment, all these things which we actually have a
Every,
distracted.
every
So
value, everything.
AI or human values.
Values, sir.
Ah,
Uh, Nobody can replace. AI cannot replace values.
right. The last one quality every leader must possess.
Listening, compassion.
Hmm. I love listening, right? Listening is important because once you don't you don't listen, you will not understand. And and you miss the connection, and that is not a right quality of any leader. Yes, I totally agree with you. Uh, my last question, and now this is the question which is is something which is beyond the boundaries, right? So I give you the power to think, as far as you can. So if you had a magic wand to solve one challenge facing India's youth, what would it be?
So, education, the system of education, uh, how do you make the entire country go to a government school and not to a private school? It's something I would love to make that happen. Singapore, everybody goes to a government school, right? In India, the difference is that.
Future. True future. Yes, yes. Mhm. It's
And it
important, yeah, because,
and it's not
sorry.
very difficult. It's not very difficult.
True. So, I still remember, like, honestly, I never been to Kendriya Vidyalaya, but my elder brothers, who been there, they always tell me, I know what's the difference, right? We also learn the same thing. If you have a passion, you can progress even from the KVs. If you don't, and you're just going for just time pass, then even the best school in the world will not help you out.
Correct.
And that's the reason the high rank officers actually come from those schools who
I
learn from the ground.
I agree, but I'm talking of the masses. You're talking of
Yes,
creating, bringing about a change in the country.
yes,
Countries
exactly.
of masses, not by a few individuals, right? You will have a great example from KV. You will have from rural government schools. You will have examples, great examples. It's not the masses. I'm talking
Correct.
of how can we create a transformative thing in the masses. It- It's like
Mm,
it's like it's like the higher thinking would be roti, kapda, makan, right? The three
yeah.
basics. Can a country give these three basics without discrimination to every human being in that country?
Yes, I agree. Everyone has the full rights, and these should be given. And so the platform should be there, and then you can perform. So most of the struggle of, as you rightly mentioned about these youth, they are just struggling to reach to that level at a first stage, and
Correct.
the progression will come at the later. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I totally understand and with you, fully aligned with you. So, so thank you, Dr. Swamy, for bringing all these important pointers. First of all, there are a lot many key takeaways for me. The first thing is the conference. The second here is is a process which you are following, and then the 35th day you get a job. You get a job in 48 hours. These factors are really important at this stage where the people have neglected that particular community. So what you're bringing for them, and you're building this whole ecosystem, is really appreciated. And definitely the leaders like you is actually making the India strong from their foundation.
Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate. I enjoyed this podcast with you. You gave me a lot of space, time, good questions. I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. And before we conclude, so Dr. Swamy, if anyone wants to connect with you, what is the right way?
Anyway, you have seen me how I respond. Even at 12 o'clock, you will get a response from me. So my numbers are available everywhere. My email
Yeah.
ID is available. So anybody can write to me.
Uh,
Absolutely.
I'm pretty much sure a lot of my African friends will definitely connect with you because they were asking about they want to do a lot of reforms, and they not everyone is staying in the capital. They are staying away from there. So yes, over my few journey in this upskilling part, which you know, so a lot of friends are getting attracted towards it. So I give a reference, and definitely I will tag you on my LinkedIn definitely when we are going to launch this podcast. And I'm pretty sure you will be getting a lot of international requests.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let the country benefit. That's the idea.
Sure. Sure. Definitely. So one bite at a time. So I again rephrase that thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
Great. Thank you,
Thank you.
Deepak. Really,
Thank you
thanks a
so
lot.
much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Right.
Good day.